Morning everybody, how are you today? Right, lots of you here already this morning, so a few hellos first of all. Then we're going to make a Christmas drawstring gift bag, but with a scallop top, so it's something that's a little bit different. Andrew's got a fabric this morning. Hello Lynn, hello Tracy, who's first in Colette on YouTube. Hello Anne. Morning Betty on Facebook. Sorry, Facebook's just disappeared off the top of my screen. Hi Karen and Mary and Peach and Angela and Sally, and sorry if I've missed anybody. Where in the world are you and what are you up to this weekend? Got any sewing coming on? Got any questions you want to ask? Got any UFOs? Anything you're struggling with? Come and let us know. Hi Marita in Germany. Kelly, hello. She's loving Maddie and Robin's new outfits. They're all dressed up for Halloween, this pair. So Maddie's got a little dress on and a hat. In fact, hers is a fascinator. It's on a headband, and Robin's got his cloak and his witch's hat on. So they're playing dress up. Hello, Kathleen in Illinois. Hello to you. Diane says it's cold in Aberdeen. It's freezing here this morning. It's all blue skies and tricking you into thinking it's a lovely day, and it's absolutely freezing. I've even got Bob at my side down here instead of on a sofa. Did I say your name? Hello, sweetie. Because I've got a heater down here, so she's on a rug in front of the heater. A tutorial sometime on measuring and cutting, Hilary, that's a good idea. I'll put that on the list. Jane's packing for a holiday next week. Cold in Manchester, is it? Sorry, you've gone. Hubs is decorate. Oh, Kim, I've got a decorator in. In my hello, we've got Anna in Australia. And Kathy in New York and Meena in India. Hello, welcome back again. We've got the decorator in my studio in the house, which is it's actually a row of 3 rooms that we use for cutting and sewing and photography and all that kind of stuff. It's an old house, and it's one of those places that's got like 10 layers of wallpaper and 15 layers of paint on it. So we picked a little bit of the wallpaper off the other week and decided that I'd rather pay somebody to do it. So he's in today. So we're in a bit of a mess. A baby bag. I've done baby bags, Denise. There's one on Half Yard Club, and there's one in my Sew Baby book as well. In fact, there's one on YouTube. Sure, there's one on YouTube. Hello Maya. Hi, morning to you. Ali in Somerset, lovely. Chris has made a crossbody bag. Right, I've got any things to show you. On the website, on my Debbie Shaw Sewing website. I'm not going to bore you with piles and piles of fabric like we did the other day. Just wanted to show you a few new things that we have coming in. Actually come in this morning. We've got a perfect pair. We saw these when they arrived, and I just thought, they just go so well together. I'm imagining a bag and a bag lining. So these are pre-cut 1/2 meter pieces, 112 centimeters wide, 100% cotton, but I love the colours and I love them together. I just think they go so well. Maybe cushion cover, a little bit of patchwork on the front would be beautiful. So those are brand new in for you today. Hi Glennis in Australia. Sarah, I'm okay here. Everything's going out okay from this end. Amanda's making a journal cover. Hello Brenda in Kentucky, welcome back again. They're nice, aren't they, Amanda? I really like those. They're quite fun and bold and just really pretty. But you do get the 2 of them. And again, 1/2 meter in each of those. We've got some ideas for Christmas presents as well, because we're kind of coming up to that season, aren't we? Where we start thinking about making Christmas gift bags and buying Christmas presents. So if you know somebody who sews and you don't know what to get them, we've got a load of new scissors on there, and these are a little bit special because they're rainbow colours. Aren't they gorgeous? So they're very posh. So that you've got a little stalk set, and then those are 20 centimeters. Little scissors. They're really good quality actually. I don't know if you've used Millwood scissors before, but I harp on about scissors that are sharp to the point. These are, because even with the bigger scissors I like to be able to snip very small snips if I want to snip snips. and those you can do. So those again are brand new. If you go on the website and look under new in, you'll see them there. And we've got gold ones as well. But this is something that I think would make a really nice present. See if I can just open this up. Because in this little box, it's all kind of vintage looking. So there's a tape measure and your vintage snips, packet of needles, your thimble, and then this is a thread snip, but it's on a pendant, so you could put that on a something around your chain, around your neck maybe. And then inside these little grooves at the side, there's a blade in there, so you can just snip off your threads when you're doing a bit of hand sewing. So that's we've got some more scissors. What you got? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's. Do you remember the little mouse pin cushion that we made on Half Yard Club? She's found one down there. She thinks it's a toy. Amanda's going to do a Halloween project. What kind of Halloween projects are you going to do? Because we've got, where are we? A couple of weeks? 3 weeks? No, we've got almost a month, haven't we? Let me know what you're doing. I'd love to know. Might do some Halloween projects. Christina, if you 4 bucks for a squad, so not lines across. Oh, have a think about that one, Linda. If you cut through tin foil, apparently that's supposed to sharpen scissors. I wouldn't do any more than that. I'd take them to somebody, a professional who sharpens scissors. Particularly if your scissors are expensive. So just try the tin foil thing, because it does actually work. In hoop Halloween designs, that's a good idea. Julie's going to make a costume for a chihuahua. I want to see pictures when you do, Julie. I'd love to see that. Oh, it's warm and sunny in the south of France. I wish I was there. One more pair of scissors I want to show you really quickly. We've got the tailor shears and snips on there as well. I don't know about you, but I do have lots of pairs of scissors. So I've got like my pinking shears, my big scissors, my dressmaking shears, and then I have a smaller pair of scissors, and I've got a smaller pair than that as well. And I do actually use them all. I'm not some kind of mad scissor collector. They're all really useful. But one of the pairs of scissors that I use a lot are these, and we've just got these on the website as well. So let me just whip these out. I don't know if you've ever seen applique scissors, or they're sometimes called duckbill scissors. Oh, out you come. But they're angled like that, and that's really useful if you're going to be cutting something flat. For instance, if you're putting trim on a piece of upholstery, you can't actually physically get the scissors underneath there. If you're cutting snips off a piece of fabric and the fabric's flat, you're not lifting up the fabric to actually cut it. So, you know, if I've got a seam, obviously not this one, but I want to cut it straight across here without lifting the fabric, then you can do that. They're called applique scissors. I haven't actually got any applique here, because you can cut right up to the seam. I really haven't, have I? Let me just have a look if I've got something I can show you on. I don't. But you can cut right up to the edge of the applique, and the duckbill stops you from cutting through the stitches. So if you've got your, if that's the edge of your applique piece, for instance, then you can cut right up to the edge of it here without it cutting through the stitches. So if you're sewing on a piece of applique and your stitches are slightly inside, you can trim it right back to your stitches, or satin stitch, or whatever you're doing, without worrying about cutting through your stitches. And they're very good at being like snips, just for snipping thread. So if you don't have any of those yet, it's one of those things that you probably overlook when you see them, but really, really useful. Really nice scissors. Morning, Lisa. Well, I'm good, thank you. Tracy. Oh, that's a good idea. For the embroidery machine inside the hoops, that's such a good idea again, because you can cut flat. You wouldn't be, I mean, if I should just show you the difference, which is a little bit obvious really, when I've just put them back in the packet and I can't get them out again. So if you were whoops, cutting something with a pair of scissors, you've got to lift it. You've got to. And depending on the size of your scissors, you're actually lifting your fabric quite a lot. So if you've got fabric that's actually in a hoop, you're not going to be able to do that. With these you can cut flat without lifting it at all. They're very ingenious. I wish I would have invented them and put my name on them myself. He's a lovely boy, your new cat, Lisa. What was he called? Mr. Willow. Oh, morning, Joanne. Valerie, I'll have a look for, I'll ask him to have a look for some left-handed scissors. We're not asked for them very often, but yes, we will have a look for some left-handed scissors, because I think it's only right and proper that they should be available for you. Mara Hamilton. Oh, are we talking to each other? Lovely. Haven't missed anything yet, Debbie Deakin. I was just showing you all the new scissors that we've got coming up on the website. How you knot thread. Should we do that again, Sally? And let's do that again. That thing where you tie the thread around a few times. Let me see if I've got a needle handy. Oh, that one's a bit big, but it'll be fine. That one's a bit small. It'll take me forever to thread it. Let's have a go, seeing as you asked. Black should stand out, shouldn't it? I'm not running late. Jennifer Jones, I was here bang on 11 o'clock today. In fact, I was here before the clock struck. The church clock. They are nice, aren't they, Sarah? That's Maddie and Robin all dressed up for Halloween. But the nice thing with that dress is that you could make it, and I think Lisa is doing already, she's making it for like a Christmas outfit in different colours as well. A fairy costume with wings, that's a nice idea. Okay, so take the longer end of your thread, point it towards your needle so the ends are meeting, then grab hold of the thread with your right hand if you're right-handed, wrap that around the needle a few times. The more you wrap it around, the bigger the knot's going to be, and then transfer that to your other hand so you're holding the knots in your fingers, and then you push the needle through, and that will drag the knot all the way down to the end of your thread, so you end up with a nice neat little knot on the end. So I hope that explains. Right, yes, this is the one that we're going to do. I'd go for the larger scissors, Becky, if you're cutting thick fabrics, simply because you get a bit more leverage. It makes it easier to cut through thick fabrics. I think you'll find with the smaller ones you haven't got enough, what's the word? Is it leverage? Easier, thicker fabrics, easier with bigger scissors, I think. Right, so this is what we're going to make today. So it's a drawstring, but it's got a scallop top, so I thought it was something just a little bit different. And it's nice not just as a gift bag as well, to make a nice little storage bag as well, I think. So I've got my fabrics. Now I have put measurements on Facebook already. At 2 o'clock this afternoon there will be a video uploaded onto YouTube with all of the measurements in centimetres and in inches listed in the description box underneath. So if you don't want to follow along now, or you want to come back later, or you don't like the chat, then it will be on YouTube in a couple of hours time. Morning, Kim. Kim, we need left-handed scissors if you see any anywhere. So I have 2 pieces of fabric. I love this one. It's the Henry Glass fabric, and the check is the rust gingham, but it's like it's a poplin, so really nice quality. I just thought the 2 of them went together really well. And this is the 12 Days of Christmas. Look, partridge in a pear tree, my true love gave to me. These measure 22 inches by 13 inches, but depending on the size that you're going to make your scallops across the top, you may need to trim this down a little bit. I will do with that, but I've deliberately made it bigger rather than too small, so I can fit all the scallops in the top. On the wrong side of the outer fabric, I've just put some H200, the Valaiseline. You could use a fusible fleece. I'd go for a finer one. As you've got the drawstring there, you don't want it to be too thick and bulky when you gather that up. So that's why I've chosen the H200, and that's fusible. It just irons onto the back of your fabric. But that I think is enough just to give it a little bit of oomph. And then I've also got a strip of fabric which again measures 22 inches. I'm going to fold that over and cut it down a bit, and that is 1.5 inches wide, and that's going to make my channel. And I've got some ribbon to go through it as well, and that's it. So let's start off making the scallop top. I've chosen something that's 3 inches. I just happen to have one of those embroidery hoops that we'll be using on Wednesday that measure 3 inches, which is perfect. The inside of a large sellotape roll measures 3 inches. It could be a cup, so a ribbon reel I think I used on the video, but anything that you have that's 3 inches long. And then we're going to draw the scallops across the top. Hello Sharon in Melbourne in Australia. So I'm going to leave a gap here of about 1/4 inch. That's going to be my seam allowance. And then don't go too close to the end. Maybe leave another 1/4 inch at the top, because we need to sew around there, so we don't want it to get too close. And we're going to draw all the way across. Now it doesn't matter what you draw with. It can be a biro or anything, because you're not going to see this. And let's see how many of these we're going to get. So just join up the hoop to the first circle and carry on. Hello Angela in Southern Ireland. Kate in Derby. And I think I can fit one more in. So you see what I mean about having some left at the end. Again, that is deliberate. So I'm just going to draw where the edge of this would be. Then my 1/4 inch seam allowance, it's just over actually. And I'm going to cut that off. Yes, it is, Deirdre. It's the Henry Glass 12 Days of Christmas fabric. If you go onto the website and look under Christmas shop, you'll see it on there. So I'm just going to trim this bit off the edge. Oh, we do have, actually, you know, we watched on Wednesday when we launched my new fabric range and sold it out. Honestly, a lot of cutting going on for the rest of the week. We have got 2 of the designs left, and that's it, and we can't get any more. I did ask the question very nicely, and was told no, we can't get any more of that. Hello Yvonne from Tennessee. But if you ordered anything after Thursday last week, post office has had a bit of a problem. We had so many sacks of post, because at the moment we're dropping it off. We're changing that. So we spread it around three post offices up and down the country. And one of them phoned up later on and said, so sorry about this, but our system's crashed halfway through doing your order, and your account's been put on hold till Monday. So nothing is going out until Monday, I'm afraid, at the moment. Things happen, don't they? Can't do anything about it. So yes, all of your orders, anything that you order over this weekend will be going out on Monday morning. Kaz has just got back from work. Hello Judy in Tennessee. Right, we're going to cut, no, we're not going to cut this out, we're going to sew it. So let's put these 2 pieces together. It's not raining with us yet, Lisa, but it's freezing cold. I need to trim that down a bit as well, don't I? There we go. So I'm going to pop a few pins in here. And then I'm going to sew around the top. I will trim this down so it's the same size. Shows how to do a Christmas stocking. I certainly can, Alison. I'm sure I've got Christmas stockings on YouTube, but I'll have a look and maybe think about doing something a little bit different. That's a jolly good idea. Maybe we'll do that on Wednesday. Right, so just trimming these down so they're both the same size. I must write that down. Unless you're watching still, Kim, can you remind me Christmas stocking on Wednesday? Wet in the Midlands. Oh, hello Patty in Alabama. Hello Michelle. Okay, now when I'm sewing around here, I'm going to sew, oops, across the end, and then when I come around to this point, I'm going to do 1 stitch across. So instead of pivoting the needle and then going back up again that you'd normally do, I'm going to do 1 stitch across and then go back up again. And make sure as well that these lines don't cross, because you're going to cut in here afterwards and you want to cut right up to that point there. So if these stitches meet here, you're not going to get a proper scallop. So I want to be able to cut right down to the edge there. So here's a little tip for you as well. Use a small stitch. So I'm actually going to put mine down to a 2 on this machine, and the reason for that, when you're sewing around a curve, if you imagine big stitches when you're going around aren't going to be smooth. Little stitches, you'll be able to get a really nice smooth curve on there, but little stitches are stronger as well, because I want to trim this back quite close to the stitches, so I don't want them to be too loose so that they come undone. That makes sense. Okay. So down to the bottom, stop there, and then let's very carefully.
Coffee, my dear.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
Plenty more where this coming from, if anybody else wants one.
No, but no, not on my new clean table. Oh, yeah. Nobody else wants a coffee.
Oh,
Leslie probably wants a gin. You know what she's like.
Not again, Leslie.
Thank you. Not too hot either. Nice. Thank you very much. Okay. So again, just take it nice and easy when you're going around the curve. This is going to form the shape of the scallop. So it's quite, oh, that went on the floor. Quite important to have a nice smooth curve as you're sewing. So again, when you come down to the bottom here, just 1 stitch across and then carry on sewing, and that really does make a difference. So it's going to take me a while to do this, so if you want to chat amongst yourselves for a minute. Colette'd love a coffee. One day when I open my sewing cafe, there'll be coffee all round. Not going to happen, is it? Oh, thank you very much. I don't know what colour it is. Thank you, Eileen. Right, 1 stitch across. And then carry on sewing. Lisa, you've had enough, honestly. I mean, you know it's not even midday yet, so you're probably only on the half bottle at the moment. You'll be all squiffy. You know, I'd love to do a tipsy sewing hour. Not that I actually drink enough to get tipsy, but you know, I think that would be rather funny. Talking about lovely fabric. 1 stitch across. Carry on. I spent quite a few years working for a shopping channel, and to be honest, most of the products that they sell are really, really good. Occasionally, they'd come up with something that you think, what? And I thought that I'd love to do a shopping channel program where you can't lie, where you pick something up and you go, oh, this is horrible. Don't buy that. Oh, that's far too expensive. You can get it cheaper on Amazon. Can you imagine? They wouldn't make any money, but it would be very funny. Right sides. I'm doing right sides together, yes, if that's what you meant, Beverly. Trunk sewing. No, it would be funny though, wouldn't it, Amanda? There'd be wobbly lines all over the place. I'd be completely out of focus. Actually, I am not a very entertaining drunk person when it does happen, because I just go to sleep. Can't cope with it. When making my bag, what is the best wadding to use? It needs to be very firm to make a fold down craft mat. Very firm. Deckerville firm is very firm. It feels like leather. On a bigger bag, so a laptop bag size, that would be perfect, I think. It's very firm. I don't recommend it on smaller bags like makeup bags and things like that. This is the firm Deckerville. I don't think I've got any here. Let me have a rummage in my drawers. I might have a piece here somewhere. I don't think I have, but you never know. I've got Deckerville Light. I've got H640. I've got G700. Oh, I have. This is the Deckerville Firm. I'll come back to you in a second. We're talking interfacing now, so you don't want that. That's too fine. I've got any Bosal. I've got a bit of Bosal as well. These are all scraps, so do excuse me. So H640, is that the 40 or the 30? That's H630. That's quite thin. I like to use it on bags, but you will have quite a soft bag. And then these are the two Deckervilles that we have in the store anyway. So Deckerville Light, I love it. So you get quite a firmness. It's adhesive on one side, but it's still quite soft, and it's thin. It's very, very thin. It's as thin as your fabric, but it's quite firm. This is the stiff Deckerville. So it's still not very thick, but it is quite stiff. So this is what I'm saying. If you're turning your bag inside out, it can be a little bit like working with cardboard. But it does give you a really nice finish, but that is stiff. That's the stiffest one that we do. Or you could go for a foam. So this is Bosal foam. Again, it's single-sided fusible, which you could use for your bag. It'll allow your bag to kind of stand upright, you can see, like that. But it is quite soft and squishy, so it makes it easy to sew. So those are either Bosal or that one. The heavy Deckerville are the ones I'd recommend. Unless anybody else has got any tips and ideas. Saturday night wear, Susan is. Horrible weather in Shropshire. Oh, and thank you very much, Dawn. Anyway, let me just finish sewing around this, and we'll carry on. So I'm on my last scallop now, and I'll show you in a sec. There we go. Yes, it is fusible, Debbie. Single-sided fusible. Right, so let's take those out and cut around here. So when you cut into the corner, I'm going to cut about 1/8 of an inch, or just about 3 millimeters from the seam, but snip into that corner there. And we're going to cut around each one of these scallops. And again, when I get to this bit, I want to cut right up to the point. That's it. And then you get a nice little V shape. Just going to swap my scissors over. I think those have getting a bit worn out. So again, quite close to the stitches. That's one of the reasons I wanted a short stitch. And then right into that point. And we'll do that on all of the scallops. So let's just keep going around there. Oh, we'll switch the iron on as well while we're waiting. Connie, I'm making a gift bag, but it's got a scallop top. But it could be a nice, I think I might just be making a nice storage bag, somewhere to keep your bits and bobs, or you can make them in different sizes and have a little row of them on a shelf in your sewing room. That would look nice. Right down into there. a video on the interfacings. That's a jolly good idea as well. I might do something on Half Yard Club for those, if you remember. I think that would be a good idea. I think I've done one on there on wadding. Because it's quite a minefield, isn't it? You've got the waddings and stabilisers and fusibles and non-fusibles and foams and fleeces, and it can be quite confusing. A lot of them actually do the same job. So I shall put some thought into that. Just need a few more days in the week at the moment. Right. If you're having problems with the video, I'm going out from here okay. I'm on full strength and everything is fine and dandy. So it may be your internet connection across the country as our weather's changing so much. I have made a video, I've done it already, which will be on YouTube. I'll bring it forward actually, so I'll put it straight on YouTube as soon as we're finished here. So then you can just watch straight away. I should have used the new scissors, shouldn't I? Could use the scallops to make tie-on hats instead of paper ones. Yeah, that's a good idea. And let's just add a flue jab. Don't know how to do that for, sorry, who was that? Amanda. Anyone know how to move the live chat window to the side of the video? Don't know. Hi Christine, better late than never, doesn't matter, does it? Right, let's turn this through. So I've got my iron at the ready, and these are very useful when you're pushing out circles. So push all of these through. That. There we go. And with these you can use the round end and just, oh see I missed a bit there. Just get right into the curve and push it through. So at this point, if you do see any puckering, that's not so bad. You can go back in and re-snip if you didn't cut right into the V shape. So I just came through one of those, didn't I? Let me just sew over that. Cut it a bit too close, that one. No harm done. There we go. So fold that through, and then we're going to give it a press. Do you like my mug, Lindsay? Looks like Leslie's just received one. I can't show you now, can I? Because I tipped coffee all over the place. I'm ever so pleased. They're behind me actually. There's two up there. I'm really pleased with them. I think they're quite elegant. Oh, mentioning mugs. Remember the scissor mugs that we did? Got some back in stock again. We've got them with scissor. I'll show you scissor handles and tape measure handles. That's the scissor one. But we sold out of those straight away last time we had them, so we managed to get some more back in stock. Those have gone on today. My mugs have got my drawings on them. So those are, and I'm really pleased actually, because we managed to, they're not kind of shipped in bulk from China. These are designed and printed in the UK, which I was really pleased about. They don't come in a fancy box. They will come in a box, but it won't be a fancy box because they're ever so expensive to get printed over here, you know. Right. A lady's wallet in Christmas fabric. That's a nice idea. Anyway, I'm ironing now. I'm actually using my ironing rest as a coaster, so I need to find something else to pop that on. Because Gary's polished my table, so I'm all nice and clean on here now. No coffee cup stains anymore. Yes, and the gingham is on the website. I think it's under poplin or dressmaking fabrics. It's 150 centimetres wide. And I think we've got a grey one as well. I'm not sure what stock we've got on them, but we do have the rust one. Right, so I'm just pressing those down. If you wanted to top stitch those, then you can do. I'm not going to with these. I'm going to give them a bit of a spray just to make the tops nice and crisp. I love gingham fabric. So a really classic, kind of reminds me a bit of school uniforms somehow. The grey one I made the sewing roll set for Half Yard Club, and I thought that looked lovely. If I say so myself, he is a good one, Sarah. Absolutely, he is a good one. Okay, almost done. So just pushing out. See what I mean about forming a really nice curve around the top as well. So that's why you need to take your time. I should make actually, Dawn, the next Half Yard Club live, which will be on the 30th. We're doing a Christmas mug rug. So I shall make myself a mug rug to actually use. That'd be an idea, wouldn't it? Right, so we've got that. I'll do the ironing just a second. So what you need to do now is to open it up and fold it so that it's right sides together. This is why we left that little bit of seam allowance at the side, because now we're going to sew all the way around. But this time going to leave a gap in the side of about 4 inches or so, just so I can turn it the right side out. So let's match up the seams there. And sew just alongside of that scallop shape. We don't want to sew over it because it'll spoil the shape of it. Leslie's going to make a coaster to match a rug. A mug, sorry. If you have, if you manage to get any of the Birds and Bobbins fabric, that was a while ago. It's the same on my mug, so you could make yourself a matching rug. Okay, then I'm going to sew down. Just want to make sure that I'm missing the scallop. I don't want to sew over that. Sew down the lining side. Like so, just down the long sides. I'm not sewing across the bottom at the moment. Turning gap. You could sew along, Dawn. I shall post all of the ingredients that you're going to need probably at the beginning of the week, the 10th, the 30th. So I've got a bigger tube now. Now I want the seam to go down the back like that. So I need to fold this so that the seam's in the centre. And you can just fold that in half to make sure it's central, and then we'll sew straight across here and straight across the bottom. Looking into make kiddies bits for Christmas, and would love a demo for a child or a teen lined drawstring backpack. I've done one. I can't reach it. It's down there somewhere. There is a drawstring. So no, there's no way I can reach that. There's a drawstring backpack for a child on my YouTube channel. It's one of the most recent ones, actually. So I made it in superhero fabric, but you could make it out of faux leather or cork or canvas or any kind of fabric you like, really. So have a look on YouTube. I'm going to put the channel for the ribbon on afterwards, Jean. So that's going to go around here. Reason being, if I sew the channel through both of the fabrics, then all of it's going to draw up. If I'd have sewn the channel on before I put the lining in, then the lining tends to be a little bit baggy inside, and I wanted it all to draw up together. So that actually goes on last. So you do the same with the bottom of the lining, sew straight across there. Pauline, I've had some of this material for a couple of months. Oh, lovely. hope we've got some left for everybody. I love this one, the Henry Glass one. As soon as it came into the office, I just thought it was. I love the colours, and the rust is not typically Christmas. I think it's a bit classy. A bit classy. A lady's wallet in Christmas fabric. Excuse me, somebody else was asking about that, wasn't it? I should put some thought into that one. Hi Ellen, nice to see you too. Hello Ariana in Florida. Hello Alexis. Right, now we're going to cut the corners off the bottom. Do you know, I can't remember how big I made them. 1.5 inches, I think. So here, I dropped my pen, didn't I? Have I got another one? Biro will do. So where I've got the seam here, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches from there. Is it 1.5? That seems a lot. So the the measurements are all on the bag. I think it's 1.5 on the YouTube video for the bag, so that might be slightly different on the YouTube video. So again, from that seam, so if you go right down to the bottom of the corner here and measure your 1.5 inches, where you're cutting out isn't going to be square, so you measure your 1.5 from the seam there, because we do need that to be square. And then we'll do the same on the lining side, so just cut that out and then we'll sew it. Oh, morning Brian. Overslept today. Mind you, it's silly o'clock in the morning where you are, isn't it? So same on the lining. 1.5 inches. Again, I can't remember what I did the other one. That might be different on the YouTube video, but it doesn't matter. Thanks, Lisa. Right. Then we're going to take those corner bits and square them off. So pull one side away from the other and we'll sew straight across there. And we'll do that on all 4 corners. 6:42 and you've overslept. Of course you're an early riser. Okay. So just so I'll do all, oop, the pedal's gone. Wall, come here. Just sew across these. So, hi Linda. Oh, Pauline, I shall ask my daughter about the ribbon. 'Cause it goes really well, doesn't it? Actually, I shall put in the questions. She's in charge of that. Okay. Morning Sharon, just joined, wondered what you're making. Making a gift bag. The video for this will be, oh no, that's right, will be on YouTube straight after. So don't worry, you haven't missed anything. If you just want to watch the video for the bag, then have a look on YouTube. Kate's on a narrowboat heading for Chester tomorrow. How lovely. But it's really nice and cosy when it's freezing like this on a narrowboat, isn't it? Any more Scandi fabric in the Christmas shop? We've got problems getting hold of Christmas fabric at the moment, Deirdre. Christmas fabric tends to come in anywhere May, June time, and it sells out really quickly. So by the time we get to the time when we want to make a project, we just can't get hold of Christmas fabric anymore. But I should pose the question to my daughter. She's been shopping to get back in time. Right, so let's turn this the right side out now. So I've done all 4 corners so that they're all square now. And hi Elizabeth. Oh, the Christmas cones from Highfield Christmas. Oh, now Deirdre, sorry I didn't see the end of your message. That fabric is really old. The Christmas book I wrote, it must be 5-6 years ago, something like that. So that fabric won't be around anymore. Fabric is rarely reprinted. So once the whole batch is gone, then it's gone. Oh, Iris is going on a cruise. How lovely. Sheila was up at 6, went to the supermarket to get back in. I think I read that, didn't I? Hello, Rabia, joining for the first time. Welcome along. Nice to have you here. When would you use box corners? Is that, it doesn't really, do you mean where you just fold the corners and sew straight across and then cut it? It doesn't matter, the corner will look exactly the same no matter which way you do it, so it just depends what kind of mood I'm in. So you could have boxed them off that way. Right, so now we're going to push the lining inside and then we'll do the channel. So in you go. Right, so I want to make sure that the line is nice and flat. And we'll do the channel bit. So I'm going to spray that with my best press again because it makes it nice and crisp. So I'm going to fold the end over by about 1/2 inch on each end and sew it. Whoops. Hello Sunita from Japan. Nice to have you along today. And so down there. And I'm glad you like the chats, Chris. And let's fold this over by about 1/4 inch all the way along. Like so, we do that on both sides. Iris is going for a flu jab as well. Is that your second one, or are you on another batch? There we are. Personalised printed ribbon for family members. That's a good idea. And then fold the other side over. So the finished width of this, you could use a piece of bias binding if you've got some that matches your fabric. But the finished width needs to be just a little bit wider than your ribbon. So if you're using a 1 inch or 2.5 centimetre ribbon, then this is going to have to be a little bit bigger. Oh, an embroidery panel saying shoes and give this as a gift for a shirt. That's a good idea as well. They're really handy bags, aren't they? I love the idea of a reusable giftware, a gift wrap, to be honest. And I think one day we will get to the stage where we start seeing our own bags coming back to see us again. Because you imagine if everybody in the family is going to use a gift bag, then it'll eventually come round in a cycle, won't it? You'd have thought. Okay, let's pop this on. So I'm going to start just at one side of the centre and pin it. May have to rearrange it when I get to the other end because I want it to meet quite centrally. And if it ends up being a little bit too long, I can always trim that back at this point. Like that. Turned out a bit too long, you see. So there's a pin in there. So here I want a gap in the middle, so I'm actually going to fold that over again so that I've got a gap. I don't want them joining up. So literally fold it again and sew it. Sarah, the measurements are in a previous post on Facebook. If you scroll down a little bit, all the measurements are there. If you wanted to watch the YouTube video without the chat, that'll be uploaded just after we've finished here, and the measurements will be on YouTube in the description box underneath the video. Right, so pin in there, that's nicer. And just make sure that the ends are kind of level. That is refolding over. Although it's going to be gathered, so don't, beat yourself up about that. And then you'll need the free arm on your sewing machine. And we'll sew all the way around. Just lengthen it. I was sewing on 2.2 still. Just lengthen my stitch a bit. Now, important at the end bit here that you reverse a few stitches, because that's where the drawstring is going to pull through. So that's going to be a weak spot on your bag. And just keep sewing. The thing I like about this Christmas fabric as well, it's not all, you know, reindeers and Santas. It's quite subtle. You have to actually read it to realise that it is the 12 days of Christmas, which I think is quite nice. So all the way round. So quite close to the edge, because remember you've got to get your ribbon through here. And almost back to the beginning. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side. Fold the end in. And then we do the same on this side. And again, remember to do that back stitching to make the seam nice and strong. Hello Erin in Australia. Lovely when you chat to each other. I think there's quite a few people that have made friends on either Facebook or YouTube while we're here. Elizabeth had a call for a booster jab. She's in that age range. Susan's having hers on Monday. Oh, hello Sylvia and Kissy Me. Right, almost done. A video and a journal cover without the live chat. Do you know, I've forgotten I'd done that. That must have been a while ago. I have a big long list of things I need to do video wise, so I am getting round to it. It's just having enough time at the moment. I'm actually going to have half a day off tomorrow. It's Kim's birthday. She's going to be 31, so she's coming up tonight, so I can I'm going to film another video straight after this with the a child's messenger bag that I made at Christmas time. Somebody asked if I could do that. And then I can't remember the next time I've got some time off, to be honest. I've got to design a bag made from very shiny cork for Sewing Street, so I'll do that in the morning. Gillian did a Debbie, she says, turning gap was far too small. Do that all the time. I just think that the smaller the turning gap, the less sewing you've got to do afterwards. Not that I mind doing the sewing, but it's seeing the stitches on the top. So the smaller the better. But yes, I do tend to do them a little bit too small. Amanda, I will tell Kim happy birthday. She was there earlier on, but I think she might be on her way up now. Oh, my Daisy's hubby just brought her a cup because he knows she doesn't want to miss a second of this. That's very sweet of him. Hello Annick in France, and hello Sylvia in Germany. Welcome along. Hello Mari. Oh Mary, it seems like yesterday she was 3. Don't they grow up quick? Okay, just pull that through. So there we are. So again, all of your measurements, either look down on my Facebook page, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the post there with measurements, or it'll be on YouTube. I don't have a day off at all, Annabelle, to be honest. And because I always feel like, I say it quite a lot, I feel like I'm running up the down escalator. There's always a deadline, there's always something to do, and I never quite get to the stage where everything I need to do is done. So you don't stop. So yeah, I just carry on. And I don't know whether it's good or bad, but my daughter is following in my footsteps as well. She doesn't take very much time off. Right, we're done. So just need to tie that in a nice little bow. It's nice when you don't pull it too tight at the top actually, so that all kind of flares out and creates that lovely petal shape. Just got a loose thread here. And then I can fill it with goodies. And that's another one finished. So there you go, I hope you like it. We do have, I've got a feeling that fabric's going to be gone from the comments that I've had anyway. Yeah, I do love it, Sarah. It's just like I said, there's always something I'm thinking, well, I shan't take the day off because if I do this, then I can spend more time, I can take a week off and go on holiday or something, but I never quite get to the stage where it's done. There's always something coming up. Although my publishers have very kindly put my books back, all of them. So sorry Lisa, Maddie's been put back, just to give me a bit of time, because I want to get ahead with the Half Yard Club and all of the projects from that as well. We're having a meeting in a couple of weeks to discuss what we're going to be doing next year. And then I'll start to think, oh, I've got a year's worth of projects. Better get on with it now, because that's just the way it is. But there you go. I don't know what to do if I wasn't sewing. I took my machine in to be serviced, my Janome. It's never had a service before, poor thing. And the engineer looked at it and he said, do you use this a lot? And I thought, I don't know what you mean by that, but yes, I do. It's got a wobbly needle shank. The needle kept breaking on the back of the foot, and when I looked on the foot, it's actually made grooves down the back because it's wobbling so much. So the poor thing is in for service. If you're having any of the purple material for Maddie's dress. Ooh, we've got the lilac. I know we've got the lilac in stock. Don't know about the purple. I shall have a word with my daughter. Yes, you can, Lorraine. You can, if you go onto the Half Yard Club website and click on the project that you've made, then there's you can drag and drop your pictures onto the side of it, so you can put pictures on there. If it's not something that you've made from the Half Yard Club, you can always put things on Facebook, either on my Facebook page or on the Half Yard Club Facebook page. No ditties today, Amanda. No, I'm sorry. Bye, Mina. See you again next week, hopefully. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Tilly. Lime cushion cover with back zip. I don't think I've done one of those, Shirley. That's something else I need to put on the list as well. So, Genso, yes, yeah, let's get you back into sewing again. I'm glad that's given you a little bit of inspiration. Sarah, I will do. Thank you. Thank you, Jean. Melinda, I'm glad you like it. Christine, thank you to you. Thank you, Lisa, for being my PR agent. Jean, that's my Fister and Rossmann. I bought it over here because that was the one of the sewing machines that I drew in the fabric that we launched last week that we sold out of, and it's too heavy for me to move, so it kind of stayed there. It's lovely. It doesn't work, but it's the most beautiful ornament, and it'll be a 1920s machine. It's a really lovely one. I should tell her happy birthday from you. I don't think she's watching at the moment. But thank you very much for your birthday wishes for my daughter. Right, so I shall see you again on Wednesday. On Wednesday we're going to make a Christmas stocking. I'm sorry, I can't remember who requested that. That's really bad of me. That'll be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. I shall see you again then. If you are hopping over to the website, have a look at the sale pages as well. I know Kim's been putting a lot of dressmaking fabrics on sale. And if you are a member of your Half Yard Club, remember to put in your 10% discount code. Even if we've got something on sale, you still get your 10% discount on top of that as well. Okay, let me just, where's me mouse gone? Bet you can see it. There we go. Just check YouTube that we're all up to date there. I've got a new mouse and the battery keeps wobbling on it. These things happen, don't they? Thanks, Brian. I shall tell her that. She'll appreciate that. Christmas cones. Christmas cones. That's a good one as well. I think we should be doing a bit of Christmas, don't you? Maybe we'll do Christmas next week as well. Anyway, I keep saying I'm going. There isn't a pattern, Mari, for this one. There isn't a pattern. I'll just give you the measurements and show you how to make it. I shall put it on YouTube in just a second. Now I'm going to go. Clock's striking. Kim will be here in a bit. Work to do. I shall see you again on Wednesday. So take care of yourself and keep sewing. See you soon.